Step 13 in Section A builds up the pot holder, and we'll open up that bag. That's bag 8. And then we'll also open up the conversion servo bag. And there's a couple of pots inside the conversion servo bag. These are just the pots that were actually removed from the servo themselves. To start this step, we take the pot and push it into the pot holder. Make sure that a little countersink has been cut on the inside of that pot holder, and I can look down in there and see that that's been done on both of these. Just a small countersink. Now, when you install this pot in here, if you get it in here so the wires are perfectly horizontal either direction, that actually gets it in the right spot. That's usually just the best way to set it in there, is just get the wires lined up perfectly horizontal and push it in. Then this little pot gear has got some flashing on it. It works a little smoother if you just take the time to remove that flashing. Once you get that flashing off of there, you can push this gear on, keeping the little lock tab on away from these two tabs, the little stops. Now, these pots are pretty fragile, so if it takes a ridiculous amount of force, you may want to take the time to open up the hole or something. But when you get this installed, what you want is that this pot gear, the stops on it will run and hit the plastic stops and not use the internal stops inside of the pot. And then you know the thing is clocked correctly if those stops, the plastic stops, contact before the internal stops in the potentiometer. So the same thing, we'll make sure this little stop on the gear is pointing, is between the two, and then when you spin it, it contacts those pot stops on the plastic piece and not the internal stops on the pot potentiometer. Now when you get that in, you can put in this small short little wood screw, and that that'll lock the pot in so it can't rotate and it can't back out. And then you can install the little cover plate, and that uses the longer 2 wood screws that come in the pack. Then after get that tightened up, just make sure it spins freely from stop to stop. So I'll take some additional hot melt glue and make sure these wires are well attached to the plastic holder and prevents them from taking any strain into the solder joint.